another episode of Back at the Ramp. We're absolutely pumped to be here at the Samson Beach Tavern. Please everyone give a round of applause for the Samson Beach Tavern. Now we have two very, very special guests today. We've got Vinnie and Miko from Adventure Sports and Craft. And mate, you're here because you're full of expert tips, you're a great fisherman, and that accent is just immaculate.
I'm happy to help people, let's say that.
Good stuff, mate.
Got me warm and fuzzy.
Well, that's good, gents, because, mate, we also got out with you fishing last weekend, and I had one of the greatest days that I've ever had out on the water. So, mate, a big part of this episode's about that. And we're going to be showing everybody the ins and outs of what it takes to catch really good fish up here in the Pilbara. I know you were disappointed by the day, weren't you?
I was, mate. It was a little bit slow for Pilbara standards, but it's just easing you into the fishing up here, I reckon. So,
well, I'll tell you what, mate, if that was easing me in and I came home sore from the amount of fish I reeled in, I've got a lot of things to look forward to.
Got to get to the gym a bit more, I reckon, mate. That's
all that hurts a little bit. No, you're right, mate.
I've seen the filleting table at the end. I would have been happy with that.
It was a good spread, wasn't it? We had a session on the rocks where I got a little bit of an injury that I'm going to show you all. So let's have a look what happened. Oh, that was like a hook in the leg. We can deal with that. This happens a little bit later on, boys. Now, has it happened to you before, Ginge?
I have, yes. I've stepped on a good old dirty LD Rapala. That was not a fun time.
That would hurt.
Yes, it was not a great time.
That's where you wish the hooks were not that sharp.
Yes, wish I didn't have barbs.
Everybody tells you to crush the barbs, mate. I cannot believe I didn't crush the barbs at that point in time. But anyway, without further ado, let's have a look at the actual injury, which was going to go down.
Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah, Mackie. That's a Mac. That's a good Mac. Sick. Yo! Oh, it's a Spaniard. What is a Spanish? Yep. Okay. Put both rods down.
Oh no, hooked ya! Again!
I need you to... It's right in my... I can feel my pulse against it. Tell you what, take the camera off, let's get, before I run out of battery. Well babe, I've been casting for this thing for 2 days now, and I'm so wrapped. But the issue is I've got the hook in my wrist right now, I can feel my pulse against it, so I have to cut my shirt off and do some surgery. It's got a barb in it, babe. And I can tell you that I've never had pain in my arm like that before in my life. It's gone in and around and it's like lodged in the tendon or something.
Ginge, very recently, mate, we had a session together. I did mention that in the intro. And to me, it was one of the hottest sessions that I've ever had, right? It was, for me, it was just red hot. But for you, it was mediocre.
I've got a lot to live up from here, so I'm pretty sure that I can blow your mind even more than what we had. So
hey, you ticked some bucket lift species off for me, so don't be hard on yourself.
Mate, I'm pretty sure I can double them easily, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Well, we watch his videos on his YouTube channel, and yes, I can believe when he says that he can catch some big fish.
Oh, he's on it.
Just
He
have
knows
to
his
keep
stuff.
trying, I guess.
Well, we better take a look at what happened before we go any further, eh?
100%. Let's go.
Absolutely.
So the English language is a very confusing language, guys. We have all sorts of lingo. There's a thing called an ism. There's racism, which is absolutely disgusting. Probably the worst thing that you'll ever hear on this planet. There's sexism, which in the right case is actually not too bad. But then you have a thing called gingerism. And this man right here, take your hat off, mate. You just keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, I've got it hard.
We have a quintessential ginger. Because have a look at the colour of his boat. He ordered it that colour. No, he didn't actually. He went and bought one, and the guy in the shop just went, I'm giving him a ginger boat. So this And the thing I love about this man is he uses more gingerisms when he talks than any other man on this planet. So he's embraced the ginger. Now, if you can see in the camera there, I'm about 10% ginge in the beard. So that gives me grounds to take the piss out of this man all day, which I'm not going to do because I'm a terrible fisherman and I don't want him to outfish me. But welcome aboard Fantasy. This man has one of the best fishing channels on YouTube, guys. He's up there with Giddo and all the other fellas. So make sure you give him a like, give him a follow, and follow his adventures, especially when there's shit fishermen like me on board, because we're just going to make it laugh.
We're going to try and get some fish though. We'll make a man out of him yet.
Ginge?
They are the best red bait you can catch. Yes, so.
Fuck.
King shitfish.
Lucky I tightened my drag up. Oh my God. Oh, he's doing the never-ending fart because he's just come up from the depth. That's how I go after eating gluten, boys. Just rock. Oh, if someone could vent me like that though, that'd be quite nice. You're joking. Yep.
Double!
What have we got here?
You got a little crimson.
Well, I'm not disappointed. I've never caught one of those, mate, so...
I'm disappointed. I haven't caught a smallmouth in ages.
Oh, well, suck shit. Sounder's lit. There's boomerangs all over this lump, so if I don't catch, you're going to find out that I'm a terrible fisherman, which most people already know. So, Ginge, I was just going to say before, mate, I've come out here and not caught anything for about half an hour, right? Mm-hmm. Most people you bring out here catch something within 2 or 3 minutes. Now, that's not a reflection of you as a skipper. That is solely a reflection of me being a shit fisherman. Now, recently you had Giddo out here, and he caught one before the sun even rose.
Yes.
So do you see what I'm saying? It's not you, it's me.
We'll call it fish, I reckon.
Corey's already.
Oh, that's a good fish, well done. Frankie King. Oh my God.
Wait.
There's fish streaking up everywhere. Maddie's now on.
Be red, be red.
I can't believe how much that fought. You've got probably the hardest fighting ranking I've ever seen.
Well, I am using a noodle stick.
Good ranking.
It'll do.
That will definitely do. Makes me wonder, did you have a trevally or something at the start and he's come through and nailed it off?
No, mate, I'm just very weak, fragile, and that's what happens. A mediocre ranking comes up. But I'm not disappointed. Thank you, Ginge. That's finally the monkey off the back.
Absolutely.
The man, the myth, the legend. He's had 2 drops because I've hogged his side of the boat all morning. Oh, I've blown a bearing, I think. Ooh. Good thing about these contact hybrids from Ocean's Legacy, guys, and there's no sponsorship here when I say this, but they're an amazing jig for working slow and fast. They both have their amazing perks when you're doing both techniques.
That'd be so cool if it was a mile.
Cozza, that is coming high. If that's not a shark, that could be something very good. If this is a stingray, you owe everyone on the boat a pint. Oh, Mackie.
It's definitely a stingray.
What was it, Coz? There's no bite off there, so it was definitely a world record cobia that we'll never know.
We'll never know, but we'll try again. We'll try and get him again.
You sure it wasn't a stingray, mate?
No stingray, mate. Stingray wouldn't come off.
Hey, there we go.
It's big. I don't know what it is, but it's big. Fuck, it's big.
Jig in its mouth.
Hopefully it's got my other jig. Hopefully it's got all our jigs. He's on the bottom though, mate. Don't get him too much. Yeah. Let's try and break his back. It's a big fish. testing this Ocean's Legacy to its absolute limits. I reckon. Oh no.
Oh, that did not.
Nah. I might be hand lining him in a sec if I'm not careful. So I've got a broken reel. For anyone that missed the start of this little clip, the dye was got a shit bearing. It's broken. I've got the biggest fish on that I've hooked in many, many months. Oh, yuck, I can feel every bit of steel inside this reel. Just grinding away every turn. Potentially a fish of a lifetime. Oh, come on, reel, don't give up. Yeah. Please no, it's a trevally.
Big gold. Gold. Big gold.
That is a big golden, dude. God, it's a big one.
That is a big golden.
That's potentially the biggest one I've ever seen.
Yes, we've done it.
On the snack bag!
Oh, that's for sure. You little ripper.
Oh, mate, I'm so pumped for you.
Oh, that's first. Buddy. Yeah, boy. Another red. Not big, but they're getting there. Yoo-hoo! That's what we're looking for. Bit of a smaller specimen, but I can't wait till we start getting some bigger ones. They're on the chew. Let's make the most of it, I reckon. Not the massive ranking that I'm normally catching, but taking all the little babies today. Good little feed. Nice and fat head on at the moment, so that means it's going to be full of fat, which should be beautiful in the pan.
There he is.
There he is.
It's a proper rank. I'm definitely not disappointed, mate. You're a good operator. You know what? You said to me, no matter what we get today, Matty, you're going to catch a ranking, didn't you? Is that what you said at the start? So, yeah, pretty wrapped. Pretty wrapped, mate.
Happy to
Boys are on. That's a better fish. That feels a bit readier.
Yeah.
It does feel readier. Yeah, oh yeah, it's a good fish.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Saddle, is it? Big saddle.
What did I say to you before today started? I said, I really want a red, but I've never caught a saddle. I've caught reds.
Yep.
And mate,
It's a quality one.
that's a ripper. So happy, boys.
So, Ginge, when I used to fish up in the Pilbara when I was a young fella with the old boy, we had broomstick rods, algae reels, like the heaviest gear known to man. And you'd still be challenged by these fish. These days, technology's run away. Tell us a bit about it.
Technology has come a long way, mate. I think it's a lot towards your simrads, like your electronics that you've got these days to find fish is probably half your problem. And then the rods that you've got these days, the amount of power that you can get through a carbon fibre Torre rod is immense. Like I've got the...
Can you reach it? We're going to lose it? No,
I've got it. No, I've got it. So back in the day, you had a TLD 25 with an aquatip rod. And
I didn't. I had some yellow thing with rollers on it and an algae reel. That's all the old man could afford for me.
Even that, or your GLD 30s, like your pen slammers and stuff, they used to weigh over a kilo. These things these days, that's your Ocean's Legacy adrenaline rod, PE 3 to 6, 5'3", so you got a huge amount of power on the fish, but it's still nice and soft. You've got the Saltiga 35 LD, and this thing weighs like 400, 500 grams max.
Look,
it's not even a kilo.
It doesn't look heavy, it doesn't feel heavy, but it's ridiculous. Like, it's almost take the piss levels of ridiculous how light that is.
Yeah, you can fish with it all day.
And the backbone in that is better than the broomstick style fiberglass rods we had back in the day. I mean, it just
100%.
literally performs. Look at all the cut lines that you've got in there from the amount of big
sharks.
fish that's just, oh, come on, mate. You don't catch sharks, it's on your reds, eh?
I'll catch some very big sharks that I don't put on the videos, but yes, the amount of fish that this thing's caught is incredible.
Phenomenal. But look, hey, you touched on the sounding gear, mate. I think the most important part of what you showed me out there, because that's just flats that go on for miles and miles and miles. But you pinpointed areas that held bait fish. But
Yep.
you can only do that with good sounding equipment. What sounder you got?
So I've got the Simrad NSS Evo 3S. I don't have the S5100 module. That will take my game to another level. But for what that sounder is with the TM275 low, high, wide transducer, I can pick up ground at 20 knots anywhere I want to go. And all you're looking out there is tiny little areas. So we're looking for pretty much ledges as high as that. It doesn't take much. I put the GoPros down there and it's literally a foot of ledge, and it's holding all the bait within a 2 hectare sort of area.
Well, now that I've
amazing.
seen it, I believe it. It's incredible. And again, you had the finger on the pulse from the second we got there. The fact that I didn't hook a fish like Giddo did before sunset pretty much just shows that you had a shit fisherman on board, because people have done it, right?
It definitely has, yeah. So it is about getting on the right spot at the right time. There's that many people out there just go out to the one spot, they're going to think they're going to kill the pig every time, but you have to have a bank of fish. So you're going to go out there trawling and make sure you put the time in. Some people, they might have a Lawrence or a Fruno or something like that. Just go trawling for the day. Mark 10 spots, and then you've got 10 spots in the bank.
I reckon earlier on you mentioned you can pick up bottom at 20 knots, which is a very good confirmation that your transducer is actually set up right.
Correct, yeah.
I had a few people that came to the shop at Adventure Sport, and they were asking me how to get the results. And I reckon, and please confirm if I'm wrong or if I'm right, that the transducer makes your reading and then what you actually see on the display so much more clearer if it has been done a good installation.
Yes.
You need to make sure that that transducer is done right, otherwise it doesn't matter how much money you have spent, you're never going to pick up bottom, not even a lower speed.
Yeah, so my 3-in-1 transducer picks up a lot better than a lot of people's 1 kilo transducers because it's been set up right correctly. So you want to make sure that you're getting that clear water through it and not getting any cavitation through it. You want to make sure that it's not sitting too high, too low, and that's all to do adjustments. So you're going to go make sure that you take your boat out a couple of times before you actually set your transducer.
And it's not hard.
It is not hard,
You
yeah.
just need to have it in the right spot, not too high, not too low.
Yeah.
Do you push it down a little bit?
So my 1 kilowatt is set stationary, but my 3-in-1 I can move around a slight bit. So
Lovely.
when I'm using my structure scan, I do like to push it down a little bit further. I can tilt my motor up a bit and I can get a lot further range out.
Yep, but that's another issue that many people complain about. You know, you never get, if you have it installed on the right side of your outboard, you never get the left side of the side scanner, and people are like, oh my god, how this thing is not working.
Yeah, so you
Then you only need to trim it up a little
trim
bit.
your motor up and actually tilt your side scan down a smidge.
As simple
and with
as
the
that.
units, they can actually take that into account.
I've seen people spending big money on that issue.
Yes, 100%.
Well, the bottom line to all this is get it installed by an expert. I mean, we don't, even being in a trade for 15 years myself, you think you can do everything, but it's not all about that. It's about the very fine tuning of it. It only takes a little weld at the bottom of your transom, doesn't it? Like a bump at the bottom of your transom to create a vortex of bubbles underneath the transducer, and she's not working. It's all over.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Well, not that it's not working, but you're getting a very poor reading.
Lots of interference.
But look, other than that, mate, we're going to cut to another little bit of footage because you, like I said, had the finger on the pulse for the whole day. It got ridiculous to the point where you said, we're going to go trawling now. We want a billfish. We want some tuna.
We missed the time a smidge.
We might have missed the time by a smidge, but you didn't disappoint, mate. Let's have a look. Get fucked. Look at that air skin. What are we doing here, mate?
And we're marlin and sailfish fishing. Need a big stick base now.
On. Go, get into it, son. All right. Getting off. Go, Corey. Right. 2. There's 2.
Just keep me going forward, mate. Yeah. In a second. Frigate mackerel, as they call them in the States. But...
Hey, 2 doubles. You on this one, mate, or?
No, you go.
All right. Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's a longie.
That's tucker, mate.
You want it?
Oh, absolutely.
Happy days.
So, there we go.
Oh, you have to come
If you ever catch a longie, make sure it goes in the box. Sashimi, amazing.
Especially with the tuna, make sure you bleed them straight away.
Yes.
Because they are really sensitive to change of temperature.
Correct.
and
So-
ice them straight away.
Ice them straight away, yeah, because of that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they are a sport fish, Vinny, that if you don't treat them right, they will technically cook in their own flesh.
100%.
So if
yes,
you just
you're
get
right.
a tuna and lob it in the esky straight on ice, and it's still kicking away, the lactic acid and the adrenaline runs through the body of the fish, cooks the meat, and when you fillet it, it literally goes mushy and grey, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Correct.
So, big tip there, guys. If you're ever going tuna fishing, make sure you treat them with the respect they deserve. Process them properly, otherwise you're just killing and wasting fish.
Yeah.
But
One of the tips to actually stop the acid lactic from building up is actually ikijimi spiking.
yes,
And that will kill the nervous system. They actually release the acid lactic into the muscles.
Yes.
And then ice it straight away. So what you said is perfectly right.
and the Japanese techniques, they'll actually they'll crush the spinal cord, won't they? So they'll inject a wire through the spinal
Through
cord,
that,
all the way
crush
through.
all that out. That's way too much fucking around, in my opinion.
Big time.
Especially when you
Definitely.
just cut the bloody gills like I do.
You got too many of them up there to catch. You might as well chuck the lures back out.
Only when we're out there with you, Jin, so no need to brag, mate, all right? But look, the next part of the battle, and again, this is a little bit funny, but you said we're going to catch a billfish, and I knew we were going to get there, but then this happens. Right away. Oh, no! Oh! Yeah, that could have been a better fish, too. That looks big.
So I've been sent over to the corner because I made the rookiest mistake of I got the line caught around the little clippy things that people use to strap themselves in with. I don't even know what they're called because I'm an inshore fisherman. I don't even know what we're doing out here. I fucked up really bad.
So what happened there?
Okay, so as I said in the clip, the line got wrapped around the, what do they call them, mate?
The harness clip.
I'm an inshore fisherman, like I said, I don't know all this sort of thing. But it got wrapped around the harness clip. Now, Ginger screamed out because the line's pulled out of the peg. Big fish, he's called fish on. I've pressed go on the little handy cam. Boom, all I hear is snap, gone. So, big lesson for the new players out there. I'm a new player in this scene, guys. Make sure that your line is absolutely immaculate in every way, shape or form before you start fishing. That was the billfish, wasn't it? That was a 200-pound marlin.
Might not have been 200-pound marlin, but I'm pretty sure it was a sail the way it took it off the top. I was looking at the reel and I saw that it was going over the harness clip, and I was literally just walking to it when I saw that bill come up and grab it, and it was gone. I couldn't believe it.
Kit, did you have to say you saw the bill? I mean, you could have just said it
That's
wasn't.
the only reason I looked at the reel and I saw the line going around the harness clip.
Righto, guys. Now, I did promise that this show was going to be all about competitions. We've got a few tonight, as I've said before. But very first, boys, I'm going to grab it first of all because I've got it here.
Do it. Grab it.
I'm going to grab it.
There you go.
What does that look like? What does it look like? Other than early onset dementia or something.
I was going to say a double plug, but we'll go something different.
Well, that is the very first ever golf stick fishing rod. I haven't made a catchy name for it yet, but we filmed a cracker little competition. And let's see what happened, eh? Righto, boys, what does that look like? If you were to describe that in a few words.
A golf club and a fishing rod.
Well, that's exactly what it is, right? So I've spent a bit of time back home inventing the very first ever
golf stick / fishing rod. The reason I've done that is because I don't have enough time these days to do both, right? I can't get out to the golf course and I can't fish all at the same time. So I'm going to perfect my golf game while catching fish. But first of all, before I get into it and start fishing with this, I've got a little competition here, right? The pub has put on a free meal for you boys and the family if you can catch a fish on this in less than 5 minutes. First of all, you've got to learn how to hit it in the water. You've got to get that right. Once we've got that right, we can then start fishing.
Zach,
So,
Zach.
well, and you know, in the meantime, we're probably going to hook other fish because there's about 14 rods going on the jetty. First of all, what's your name, boys?
Zach, Reeve.
Creighton.
Just watch your heads there, fellas. I'm a bit out of practice. There we go. So we've cast it. She's in the water.
Does it float or sink? Yeah, sink.
It is currently sinking to the bottom. You're seeing this works, right? It's not a gimmick. All we got to do now is bait that up. One of you boys have to recreate what I just did and catch a fish. Can we do it?
Yep.
Oh, come on, boys. A bit more excitement than that.
Yep. That's not how you stand, mate.
You probably want to, yeah, just pull that out the way. There we go. Now you got plenty of room. And give it a nice little whack. Don't mess around with it. Yes, we're in. We're in. Now let him sink. And now it's just fishing, bro. Nothing hard.
Catch fish.
Look at this contraption. Isn't it just a masterpiece, boys? Bit of fencing wire, an old rod tip. It's not an expensive rod. So the hardest thing's going to be if it's a big fish, man, you're in a bit of trouble. If you reckon you need to rebait at any stage, mate, we can do that. We'll just take turns, get the other boys having a go. And you must yell out if you hook something.
Oh, I'm baited.
They baited you. The concept is working, Ledge. Righto, Zach. This is your hit, mate. This is your fish. The first man in history to catch a fish on the golf stick fishing rod. Oh, it's in. That'll do.
Oh, no.
Oh, you'll have to make it work, mate. You got it in the water. You're fishing under the jetty now.
Good cast.
Right as the big boat's coming into dock.
About me, you know,
This
I
might
didn't
be
catch
this might be
fish, cast
bad.
it out there.
Oh dear. You confident, Zach? I mean, it's under the jetty, mate. If I was going to hook something, I reckon it's the place.
Nah, straight down there.
Oh, I know. That's good.
Every time, big jacks. Nah, this thing's not even getting bite.
All right, this one's out of time. Who's up next? Boys, one more go.
Or change spot.
Oh, that's me. Oh shit.
That's
We got
the second
fish on. All right. Oh, that is too good, lads. Have a look at this. That's what we come here for. We just needed to get this on the golf stick rod, didn't we? He's not a big one. He's only a little baby. But fresh fish for later. Look at, oh, the big mullet with him.
Yeah, that's what I've
Doesn't
seen
get
him
any
under
better.
before.
Oh, he can come straight up. Yes.
That's it.
Well, boys, during all that commotion and waiting for something to strike the golf stick rod, we've ended up with a really nice queenie. So that's going to be in the smoker for later, I reckon.
I'm gonna york it here.
No, so That's I it. caught a
Oh,
queen
no,
today,
that's
right?
Yeah, it's okay.
My rod was right here, and I grabbed it
Stay
with my
right
hand.
there.
Oh, they love milkfish, boys. Smash them, don't they?
Oh, fish on.
There you go, let it go.
All right, are you ready, boys? We're going to film this.
He's
Who's up?
left-handed, but
Oh, he's left-handed.
He can do it. He just hit
As long
it
as he
in.
makes it work.
Yeah, he just hit it in, so.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, diamondback.
Big diamond.
Zach. Oh,
Yeah, you casting
I
it,
was
Zach.
fishing with this. I was about to use casting it to get it.
This thing. I reckon hit it right here. Oh, you've already hit it in.
Yeah, he's already hit it in. But,
Got him.
Oh, he's got him.
He's got one.
Fish on.
He's on! Go, son! And that's it, he's won the prize! How good! Well, you've just won yourself a nice little prize pack thanks to the Samson Beach Tavern. 13th of May we're going to be there, so we have filmed this one before time, guys, but we did that because I needed to meet some young legends down here on the jetty that love it, and you've done it, mate. Hey, you could be in the Guinness Book of Records if this was a thing. I don't know if it is. Be happy?
Yeah.
Good on you, mate. Well done. Well done, Trayden. Bloody good effort. Now, Trayden is here tonight. Trayden, come up here, mate. Where are you? Or has he run off? I hope you're not shy, because you're taking
the chair of obviously a legend. Come on. Up your hop, buddy. I'm going to help you up because it's a big stool. There we go. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I felt that. Oh, getting old, mate. Now, Trayton, I'm going to have to take my microphone off here, mate, because we're going to have to ask you. What went through your head when a random man rocks up and starts filming a bunch of children, for starters? I mean, were you a bit worried?
No.
No. Okay. Well, that's good because nothing's sus, mate.
Teach you a bit more about stranger danger.
Mum, yeah, did you hear that? I think stranger danger might, but nothing sus. I had YouTube stickers all over my car and stuff. But mate, what did it take to be the record holder of the very first ever gold stick fishing rod? What did it take?
What did it take?
Did it take dreams? Did it take passion?
It took Zach and Reeve not being good at fishing.
Yeah, well, you outfished them, mate, and they're older than you. You remind me of me when I was your age, a winner.
Guts and determination.
I actually never won anything in my life, guys, ever. So, Trayton, you're a lot better than me. Well done, mate. We've got a prize pack. What have you got here in the crate, mate, just behind us?
We've got a fantasy fishing shirt, a fantasy fishing brag mat.
Oh man, I want that too.
Bring it. I'll take some of that off you. Well, you got lures there as well.
Dad's probably got a fantasy fishing stubby holder.
Wow.
Have a look at that. Well, he can use it for a can of Coke, can't he?
You probably can.
There we go.
And we've got a snapbait 305 and a snapbait protege jig, mate. So appreciate you being part of the first competition of the show.
Look
And
how
let's-
many prizes
That's all for
you
you, mate.
Let's not
Well
forget,
done.
you didn't take any fish home that day, but you've won your family a feed here at the TAV. So congratulations, mate. I'm absolutely stoked that you were the first winner. And we'll get your feed, your voucher teed up for you, all right, mate? Go on, you take that away with your head held high. Well done, Trayton. Everyone give him a round of applause.
And that one, mate. Keep that off, Dad.
And you know what? Just take this with you, buddy, as a moment, not forever, because that's mine. But you take that over there and you hold it and tell everybody that's your trophy for tonight, okay?
Poke some eyes out.
So this is the sort of dumb shit we're going to be doing here at back at the ramp, guys. Not to take away from what Trayton's won, because that's an amazing little feat that he's done there. I hadn't even caught anything on that to that point.
Dead set.
Dead set.
Beat you as well.
But I'm a shit fisherman too, so it doesn't matter. I probably wouldn't catch one on that.
We've got to bring him out and about more often. Then.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, boys, the age-old question, right? Now, this one hurts a lot of people on a daily basis. They take their wives fishing, they take their mother-in-laws fishing, and they tend to get outfished when it's not due, right? When the fish are just hard on the bite, they've rigged up the line, something happens, they drop their rod on the water. You know, we all make excuses, right? So what do you expect to happen when you take your mother-in-law fishing?
I'm not going to talk about my mother-in-law, but I'll talk about my wife.
Oh, okay. You're avoiding danger. You're straight to the danger.
When I take my wife, she normally outfishes me, but on my previous episode, I finally got to beat her for once. So I'm pretty happy about that. I've got my number back up on the
Is it possible? Is it possible that you simply are not as good a fisherman?
No, definitely not.
Hey, Jen, you're hearing this.
The fish is just really dumb at biting a hook.
Anyway, let's have a look at what happened, eh?
That's going to be interesting.
Oh, the first queenie, your first queenie. It's awesome. Yeah, you're doing so good. Look at the partner with him.
There's another one.
Another one right beside him. Okay, lift him up. Lift him up.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Oh, he's going. Oh, fuck you bastard. Sorry.
You're
Shouldn't
right,
have sworn in.
Oh, that brings the fisherman out and everyone, this stuff.
I'm coming.
There we go. Yes!
Oh,
What do you reckon, Linda? That's your first Pilbara queenfish, and it's just an
Yay.
amazing little fish. Look at that.
that was a nice, easy catch.
Look, I've never caught one of them. You're kidding me. You just smashed the hat like it was my finger.
Get out of the water.
Oh, there he is. He's on the jetty. Yeah, no, he's on the jetty. Here we go. We've seen him. Oh, it's a Mackie.
Awesome, mate.
My favourite fish.
First one, light bait. Keep winding.
Come and
Go hard now, go. Oh, hold it. Yeah, big jack. Big jack, Lindo. Go hard. Don't let him go around that. Oh, hold it. That's it. Yeah!
Thanks for your tip.
No, that's a trophy jack, mate. You've just killed it today.
Wow, exciting. Thanks, Matt.
He's
Thanks
got to
so
be
much.
43. It's an absolute pleasure. How good is this place?
So Linda absolutely slayed, right? Now, that wasn't all the fish she caught either. She caught a mob of javelin fish. I mean, if they weren't a metre, they were that big. But
To a metre?
you know me, mate. I was calling those rankings and that. What did I call that nana guy for?
760, I think you called it for, 800.
I thought I said 960 and it just ended up being, what, a 730?
720. 720,
We'll
mate.
call it
That's a
960.
good size-
All good.
Good size saddle.
So, moving on. Anyway, Vinny, we haven't touched on you at all tonight, mate. Are you a little bit nervous about what I've got in store for you?
Not at all.
You shouldn't be, because you're a great fisho, mate. I've seen some of your clips. In fact,
Oh,
I've had
by
the
the
privilege-
way, before you
Yes.
keep going, I want to tell you, on the promo, you mentioned that I had a great accent and I was a good-looking fella.
Was I wrong?
I reckon my girlfriend had something to say about it.
Well, we don't have something to cut to. Fill us in. What happened?
No, I just want to hope there's only just a good man crush on me and nothing else.
Obviously, man crush.
Got to be careful about man crush. Well, you know what? In fact, in this day and age, with political correctness, it's actually more correct to have a man crush on a man than not.
Well, all right.
And I'm not disappointed with that. I mean, the world's come a long way. It's great. Well done. Hey, Gigi. Back in the day, mate, we've gone through the archives and we've actually dug up a little bit of footage from you and me on the very first, well, not the very first, but one of the very first ever talk show panels we did.
Yeah.
And we got some good reception back then, so let's have a look.
For structure like hanging branches, deep drop-offs.
Usually use a pretty fast action rod, and I usually have a little bit of extra slack line, as you were mentioning.
Anyway, Vinny, now look, you hit up Samson quite a bit, mate. You take your tinny out there and you kill it. I mean, last couple of clips I've had a look at, you love wrangling the GTs. Should we have a look at how you go?
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look.
It's not the teeny. It's a 5.3 custom fiberglass.
Sorry, he's a fiberglass boat owner. Now, Vinny, you don't talk in your videos because I don't know, what, you do not like your accent? What goes on there?
You and my accent. So,
What's going on? Why is the net not ready, mate?
Oh, the net was...
What's going on there? What happened there?
That was the first fish on that location, and I was just not expecting to get a fish of that size. I have caught a few ranking cod of that location, and I was not expecting a GT to actually come up on my B3 jigging rod.
That's a big fish, dude.
It was quite unexpected, that's for sure.
What I'm more worried about is what's the left-hand rip?
That's the secret, you know? You cast with the right hand, you wind with the left.
We're all guilty of it as fishermen. You never have the net ready when it's time to go,
You
right?
have to switch in Australian. You have to switch. Only when you have a fair few of these, then you can do your switching.
So if my nana guy was 720, that's 1.5 metres, that fish.
It should be 1.6, I reckon, to be precise. So that particular situation, I was jigging until a couple of minutes before that, and there was not much happening. I've used some of the fast touch clips from Mustard, but I have to say they also Harbour does some very similar clips, and I have used these kind of clips in competition for the last few years, and they are great to actually switch between lures, soft plastics. You want to cast, you can cast a troll, you can troll, and in a matter of a couple of seconds, you can actually change lure. In that case, I've noticed that jigs were actually not working, so I quickly switched to a soft plastic. And funny enough, I was in the right place at the right time. First drop, I actually hooked the GT. So I have to say credit to these clips because they make you save lots of time rather than spend those, 20 seconds open and close clips on time. And that's the only clip that actually works with soft plastics jig heads. All the other clips
They're
don't
too
fit
big,
the
they're
eye.
too bulky as well. I mean, they
Correct.
visually, it's a shit presentation for
Correct.
fish, isn't it?
So
They end up getting caught up on the hook itself or wrapped around the eye.
the wrap around a lot. So credit to that, and I was pretty stoked to actually get the GT with that light setup. I think P3 on a GT is fun.
Yeah, but mate, so that was more of your jigging, your fishing on the bottom in a scenario. You're also a sports fisherman that likes to cast. You know, you like your top water stuff. I'm going to show another clip of you wrangling. I won't mention the fish because I don't want to give that away. But I want you to take us through that one as well because it's a very different style of fishing and it's very important up here, isn't it?
I was sure that that fish to come was a GT, but it was not. Beautiful take on a popper as well. That fish was half out of the water. Beautiful.
Like you said, 2 or 3 meters of water. That's insane for the fish to be in that depth.
Yes, so I was fishing pretty shallow on top of a very shallow reef. And you need a little bit of luck on time on your fishing to manage to get the fish.
With light gear, big fish, a lot of it is luck because that fish, as you said, it just did laps around the boat. You've got the leg of the motor still in the water. In most cases, when you're casting in shallow ground, your motor's still running. You're in gear. And it only takes that. Now, the two things here. Your line hits that prop while it's spinning. You can actually prop wrap it with braid and blow your motor, your gearbox, lose the fish. Next thing you're stuck at sea in the middle of nowhere.
And you have a bit of maintenance. You have a bit of maintenance to do the day after.
Mate, well done. There was a couple of great catches there. But look, anyone that doesn't know Vinnie or anyone that lives up in the Pilbara that needs to know Vinnie, he works at Adventure Sport Tackles, as we said. Not Adventure Sport Tackle, they sell everything, don't they?
Adventure Sport, yes. Marine, camping, fishing, diving,
And it's a brilliant shop. It's jam-packed from the floor to the ceiling. In fact, it's hard to walk through it with the amount of gear they got.
You know what? Very big credit to Natasha, the manager that took it over 2 years ago. We didn't even have cash register at the time. Everything was still done pen and paper. And she did an awesome job. With my heart in my hand, I have to say, big job that we all done. We tidied up the whole shop and it's a completely new shop now.
It's brilliant. And look, hats off to Tash because she's just had a baby. And in amongst that, she's running a business. So well done, Tash.
Yeah, big time, big time.
I'd like to say from that, I worked at Adventure Sports 12 years ago.
Oh, did you?
You couldn't walk through the place. It was incredible.
Right.
But now, since Tash has taken over, the layout of the place. And
What was a shit fisherman like you doing in adventure sports?
Starting somewhere, mate. Starting someplace.
What sort of advice are you going to get?
You'll be surprised. We done stock take for the first time ever in the fishing room.
ridiculous.
Imagine doing stock take back then.
Oh, it was incredible. Incredible.
So, fellas, going back to Samson Fishing and how good this place is, I did a lot of travel up and down the coast, right? Now, I thought I'd have to get to Broome for someone to go to me, I'm taking you to catch a barra. I literally put a Facebook post out to say, who's going to take me to catch a barra? Nobody put their hand up. Like, people are like, nah, it's too hard to catch a barra in Broome. Right, I get to the Pilbara, there's barra everywhere. What's going on with that?
It's really good fishery. I think you've done more of it this year than I have.
Well, I only arrived in the Pilbara February last year, so I kind of missed last year's season. I've done a little bit, especially land-based, because I was not gutsy enough to bring my fiberglass boat
out in the creek, didn't I?
I didn't want that, so I fish land-based a lot. I've done a few sessions, let's say, and I got my first few barras this year on my first season, so I was quite happy actually to do that. It was a completely new fish for me, so I had to learn a lot. I had to speak to a lot of people to understand what we were talking about earlier on, the fish habits, understand where they hang about and how to get them. And I got them on lure, so I've been quite happy with that.
Yeah.
Now, this story hurts me a little bit because it involves my dear wife, Jessica Emanuel. We go down to the Samson harbour here, knowing there's barra in there. So I spent, get this, 2 entire weekends fishing for a barra. And I hooked 3 or 4 big barra. I call them big. I'm a southwest person. These barra are probably between 750 and 850. She gets to the jetty and this happens. Bear in mind, after 3 hours of fishing. Whose line's this, guys? Mine. That line needs to come up now. Stop, babe, stop for a sec. Just let him run, let him run. Okay, that's all, that's gone. All right, back to the corner, sweetie, babe. That's it, here's a big barra, Jess. Oh, it's a good fish. Big barra, Jess. Big barra.
The kids ones anyway.
Yeah, they were the kids, yeah. It's a proper one, like it's not a little barra, it's, I'd say it's 2 metres. It's a 3 metre plenty.
Oh, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Whoa, easy, easy, easy. Let him go, let him run. He's under the ladder, let him run. That's it. Oh, he's stuck on the ladder. That's a big barra. Oh,
Off he goes for a swim.
What a man. The line snapped right there.
Off he goes.
Oh no. So, Jess hooks probably the biggest one I've seen in that harbour. As you saw, it gets the ladder, it just does loops around the ladder. I had that fish, I had the top of the net literally hitting the fish in the head and I could not reach.
Oh, the handle was too low.
So basically, you didn't want to catch it so your wife beat you.
Well, that's what
You've
most
been there all
think.
week. You've been there all week and you didn't want your wife to beat you, so you've just
I told you, mate.
Until it broke.
I told you, mate. I'm just showing my true colours here. It's got nothing to do with losing other people's fish. Because ask anybody I've ever fished with, I've lost a fish for nearly every single human on this planet. But no, that's just how good the fishery is here in Samson. I mean,
100%.
The barra concentration is thicker. Well, probably as thick at times a year as it is at Fitzroy Crossing.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're catching quality fish. We're not catching little fish here.
No, exactly.
And from what the boys are saying in the barra comps, they're literally now getting bigger and bigger fish every year, over the metre regularly.
Yep.
So, amazing. Have you caught a barra, any of you boys? Oh, Vinnie, you have? Yep.
Yeah, I've caught well over a metre in Airport Creek back in the day before I started the channel, so...
Beautiful. Oh, before you started the channel, so it never happened. If you didn't film it or take photos,
it's not on YouTube, so I don't really like barra fishing. I'm more of a red fisherman, but I do like, if it's windy, I'll go up the creek, so...
I reckon you're full of shit. I don't reckon you've ever caught a barra, not until you can prove it. Well, I haven't
I've got pictures, so it's all right. I've got pictures, not videos.
You got pictures, that's it then. Let it happen.
We're also staying at the Cove Holiday Village straight across the road, which has some of the best accommodation that I've seen anywhere on this coast.
I'm very excited about my accommodation, so I'm
absolutely
very
phenomenal.
happy with
Let's take a look at the park anyway. My hardest with a good quality camera to make things
Just
look
as
right.
good, mate. Well done.
Oh, thank you, mate.
Yeah.
You're full of that's why you're here, mate, because you're full of compliments. You always pick me up.
Well, I'm
bring
Italian, and that's what towards Johnny with the leg.
Like you.
I'll bring you down.
Just to balance.
Mud crabs. Point Samson is really well known for muddies.
100%.
And I'm the shittest muddy fisherman on the planet. I've tried everything, mate. I've tried walking for them. I throw nets in the water. When I throw nets in the water, mate, the nets laugh at me. They're like, mate, we're the safest nets in Australia. But the most important thing that I've worked out when mud crabbing up here is you've got to have fun with it.
Yes.
So when you finally catch one, make sure you throw it at one of your kids.
I reckon I've got a mud crab. Yep, sure do. Big one. Oh, come back, come back, come back. Come back. Come back. Ah, watch out. Oh, he's a big buck too. Yee-hoo! Look at that. Oh, he dropped the claw. Big buck. What? Well, Jay, I'm absolutely useless with muddies, as you've seen before, but that is one of the biggest bucks I've ever seen. I just caught him on rod and reel, so I'm stoked. But I pulled both of his claws off. That was so rookie.
Well, that's me as a southwest fisherman saying it's one of the biggest bucks I've ever seen. It was a pretty big. Come on, Damo. It was a big one.
Nice crab, nice crab.
Thank you, mate. I'm covered in crabs all the time, so. The land-based fishing around here, for any new player that comes up to the Pilbara, watch this, because, I mean, I've said it all along, I'm not a great fisherman. I pick up the lightest tackle I can possibly get to start targeting big fish on it, because that's what you do. You catch so many fish up here that you've just got to try things out.
Just fun, challenging.
Just a bit of fun.
Oh, so the 6 pound's doing the trick. Oh, big queenie. Oh shit, big tangle up, boys. Big tangle. Think it's this one here. Queenie. Oh, hang on, free. Yeah, not good. Going for the shark rig though, sorry mate. Going under it. Okay, he's coming back out now. Cheers, brother. He's directly under it. Hey, that'd be great, Ledge. Bloody oath, sweet as legend. It's another proper one, guys.
New players down in the southwest, if you're coming up to the Pilbara to fish, buy yourself like a 10 pound or a 12 pound combo, Vinnie. Am I right? I mean, out of all the fish that I've caught off these rocks, most of them are around that sort of 2 to 7 kilo range. So, and they're pelagics. Unless you're fishing for jacks or your blue bone,
correct,
which you're not going to have time to do if you're only up here for a couple of days, get yourself a light combo, get some live bait, go out there and have a ball on the queenies.
We got lots of people coming from down south, especially school holidays, and they always want to try to understand what to do up here. There are two main things on live gear that they can do, and they can actually do the same thing with the same rod and reel. One would be casting small lures for this kind of fish, queenfish, trevallies, as far as you are on, maybe not from the jetty, but if you are with me and you are in open waters where you don't have structures like pylons to bust you off, you can really let them just run. They just do their thing, they jump, and they really rarely bust you off. And the other thing that you can do with exactly the same combo is go for yellowfin whitings.
Absolutely, and they go like a rocket, don't they, when you hook them up?
They are also big schools. Go to beaches where they go, flat sand or mud, high tide, low tide, and just have fun going out.
Clearville, they will have stacks of whiting, stacks of flathead.
Plenty. And
get a good feed out of it at the same time.
Small lures, so you can pretty much use the same lures for whiting. So for this kind of queenfish, optimize your expenses, you know, save your money there. Come and see me, I can sell you 2 or 3 lures.
That's why you've got a job at... Mate, you've just sold it to the whole world. Well done. Righto, boys. So along my trip, and I'm going to share a little bit of this footage from my trip because it's just fitting that on this show you share a few laughs and some good people. You do meet some amazing people along the way. Let's have a look at Shauno.
I'm going to be fucking famous. I'm dead set going to be fucking famous.
Along the way, you meet some ripper people, and just by the comments coming from his mouth right now, you know he's an absolute champion.
I look good.
So I've got a camera now that's got the front screen, and Shauny's checking himself out in that.
Am I in the
too.
middle? That's
you, mate. That's
now.
your big bet. Where did we meet, mate? Samson.
I don't know.
It was Samson. And the fishing was red
I was
hot,
looking
which
good,
made
that's for
me
sure.
it made me look like a good fisherman because the fishing was on.
And I look like a good fisherman.
And more so Shauno, he fishes, but he's not a die-hard fisherman, right? He's only been into it for about a year. You take a fisherman after a couple of drinks to a spot like Quabba. It's a recipe for disaster, right? Very important that you give a safety briefing before you take anyone up there. Now, Shauno was very quick to call bullshit on my safety briefing. Let's have a look.
We're in a dangerous position. I've got a funny looking thing on that if I've knocked myself unconscious, I've got to wake up, pull the fucking thing and float off. Yeah. So you're saying the scenario is, and this is a terrible scenario, we won't talk about it too much, is that you've caught a big pink snapper or whatever they're fucking called.
Highly likely to happen.
Yeah, you let go to press play on your fucking handy cam and you've fallen over. Now when you've hit the rock ledge, you're unconscious and then you fall into the drink. Now you're expecting me to climb down there at the nylon rope. This is not a climb rope, just some rope with fucking random rope we found.
It's 12 mil.
Climb down there, pull my fucking thing and jump in the water, wake you up, pull your thing, drag you on the rock ledge in the drink, and then tie you to this fucking thing, climb up myself, pull you up.
Yes.
That's the scenario you're expecting from me.
Now, because we've only known each other for about a week and a half, maybe 2.5 at most.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly counting for that, right? Like, I just don't think it's going to happen. But I've been promised.
So that's the best scenario possible you could think of.
I've been
if you go in unconscious.
By the manufacturer of these jackets, right?
Yeah.
That they will save your life. Now,
if you pull the thing.
If you pull the thing. So if you're conscious and you pull the cord short.
Have you seen where you're going to fall? You're not going to be pulling the thing.
No, hopefully I hit the water. Now, if you do happen...
put this on an anchor?
It's not a bad idea. But
so when we fall, it pulls its own?
I have been promised by the manufacturer that built into these
What
things
about we tie these to each other?
Let's not do that.
And if you
Let's
go,
not do that.
you both pull.
No. But I have been promised by the manufacturer of these jackets that built into them is a lifeboat that inflates around you. There's fresh drinking water. There's a blow up doll.
Can of Coke, you're going to need
there's a can of Coke in there and a bottle of bourbon. So guys,
you're going to need a bottle of bourbon.
For any reason you're rock fishing and you're not sure what you're doing, you need one of these jackets just to save your life. But yes.
What about a spicy rum? Is there a spicy rum in there? Because I prefer that than bourbon.
All right, the boys are on.
Where am I going?
Just throw it in the water, mate.
I'm so fucking nervous now. Oh yeah, wides already, little ones.
Little tappers.
Tap, mate.
Yeah, it shouldn't take long. Oh yes, tapper. And boy is on! Go Shauno! Yep, on two, we are both buckled! Yes! How good is this? Spango! Spango! What have you got? Baldy! No! Get him up! First cast, the boys are on! Ball chin groper!
Little fuckers!
Oh, I love this place!
Me too now!
Yeah, Shawnee's on! Good fish! Go help him.
That does a little bite, dude.
Little bite just turned big, eh?
Oh.
I love that. What's he got? Red throat. Little emperor. That's Tucker, mate. Look at that.
Beauty! That's what we're waiting for.
Red throat.
Yellowtail emperor.
All right, so glad I got corrected on that. It's a yellowtail emperor. Thank you very much, Ginge, mate. I would have taken to my grave that I thought that was a red throat. Did I eat good? Are they good eat?
Decent eating, yeah.
He didn't mind it. He loves everything. But yeah, so that's Sean. Now, last time we were up here in Samson was for my daughter's birthday. We stayed at the Cove. We went down to the beach and had a good look, and just out of nowhere, there's this amazing piece of artwork that just rocks up. Literally rocks up. No pun intended. Fuck, it was a beauty. And we looked into it. Now, saw rocks. I think it's shore rocks or saw rocks. What's that
Shore rocks,
mate?
yep.
Shore rocks. Let's have a look at what happened. We were walking along, as you do, down the beach.
That's awesome.
Isabel jumps up there. Look, but we didn't plant that there. That was literally how it was. Gave it to Emily because she lost interest. Emily was like, that's cool. Then I saw that and I went, this is kind of cool. So I just thought I'd make a big mention to shore rocks or saw rocks.
Saw rocks.
I tried to get in the group and I haven't been accepted yet. So whoever's owns that group, get me in.
It's a couple of years old now, so my daughter actually found a mermaid in Dampier, the same thing for Dampier Mermaid.
Yeah.
And it's the same Facebook page, but I haven't been able to be accepted yet either.
Well, is it something about middle-aged men trying to join groups with painted rocks? I don't get it.
It's probably got something to do with it.
There might be a lot of
kids. It's probably got a 10-year-old limit.
Here's me filming kids on a jetty catching fish, and then now I'm finding kids' rocks. Anyway, this now belongs to the Samson Beach tab. It's going to live here on a shelf somewhere, isn't it, Dion? We're going to put that around. But you know what? Unless you invite me or accept my invitation to your page, we're then going to take it back to the ocean and lob it in the ocean. Well, not unless I'm going to get in trouble for joining the page. Then we'll just leave it right alone. But we've got one more thing. Just before we go away, I got sent this. There's some amazing people out there in the fishing community that design and build shit hot things. Now this is what we call the rod god. Unfortunately, I've scuffed it. I mean, it's going to get a little more scuffed than that. But we're going to touch on this. I've got a couple of good ideas for this, Ginge and Vinnie. Yeah. And if you want to join me, well, believe it or not, I haven't got the whole contraption here, but there's 2 other compartments where you put a beer and a bait board and a knife, and this thing's just off its head. So we're going to do some competitions with this. I think the golf stick fishing rod would fit in that like a carry butt. And I just reckon we're going to have to play like a par 3 round of beach golf or something. While we're on the tins, of course.
Absolutely.
The most important part of the night, we've got a competition to run. Yes. Yeah, everybody's dying to see what it is. Well, look, I've got a balloon target board at the back there, so we need something. We ran a raffle just before the night started. I'm just going to put this contraption down so I don't take my eyeball out. But we ran a raffle at the start of the night. Now, one of the local legends, Damo, won the raffle, but Damo, you didn't want to do the competition. So who have we got? Come up, mate, let's do it. Now, mate, we've got a balloon board at the back there set up on a target, right?
Oh,
now,
yeah.
this competition revolves around...
That's a fair way away.
It is a fair way away, but I've been told that you're one of the best casters in the Pilbara. Right? It's a given. So your line is this table. You cannot go any closer. Mate, rules. All you need to do is cast from back of this table. Now, what we can do for you, this is what we can do. You can have a practice throw. But if you pop the red balloon on your practice throw,
I won't.
You don't get the prize.
There's no way. I'll be putting it through the gentleman's sign there.
But listen, what happens here, if you pop a white balloon, you're getting a jug of piss thanks to the pub, right? That's a thanks for coming. You're probably not even going to do that with your confidence.
I've been here for a fucking long time.
Yeah.
And that ain't happened before.
Now, if you pop a blue balloon, mate, you're getting a fishing shirt, a jug of piss and a meal or something like that. The pub will confirm.
Okay.
If you pop that red balloon, this is your prize pack that you're going to win. Thank you to our sponsors.
This week's prize pack is thanks to our good mates at Adventure Sports Karratha. You could win this Techni Ice cooler filled with tackle and a $250 gift voucher to set up your next rod and reel combo. Adventure Sports is a mammoth-sized one-stop shop for all your sporting and outdoor needs. You will find experts throughout the store who will talk you through every aspect of your next fishing, boating and camping adventure. You'll find everything from sporting gear and clothing through to marine and off-road safety equipment. The specialised electronic gear and the Pilbara's biggest range of spear fishing, diving and line fishing equipment, which is sure to see you land your next fish of a lifetime.
Everything's broken. We've hit no balloon.
See what happened, eh?
Now, what I'm going to do for you, I'm going to retie it.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a second shot because I would hate to be the first person to ever do this competition. I said finesse, mate. You've thrown that through the brick wall and back to Karratha.
Mate, can I say one thing?
Yes.
I think, like I haven't been fishing for a long time.
Yeah.
But I got an old mate over here, young Taylor, he you know him.
Yes.
Mate, he can cast a rod anywhere.
Well, do we get him up to take your place?
I think we should.
Trayton, are you still here? Are you still awake, mate? I mean...
Come over here.
Come on, mate. Get up here. I'll reset this thing. This has gone through so many hands now, it's ridiculous. But we will get a winner of this competition right now. Yeah. All right. Hey, Trayton.
I just want you to give it your best shot, son.
What do you reckon, mate? Are you I mean, you were very confident when it came to the rod stick, well, they call it the golf
I don't reckon I'll be able to do the red balloon, but I'll be able to do one of the white balloons.
What you need to do is be more confident in life, mate, because you're actually a gun. All right, so you get up there and you pop that red balloon. All right, let's do this.
The centre one, man.
Trayton, you're getting a free throw. All right, so you're getting a free practice throw. If you pop the red balloon on your practice throw, we're giving you the prize, and your second throw is going to go right. So what I need you to know is it's all finesse, mate. You don't have to peg it, and if you break that Samson Beach sign, I have to pay for it. Please don't do that. This show doesn't earn a lot of money, mate.
We've got it nice and short.
Bullshit, give it your best shot.
Nice and short. So all you want to do, point it to it. Point it to it. Okay?
And really nice and finesse, I reckon.
We've got it nice and short. Oh, he's got long. He's got long. He's got long.
Oh! That's the practice. That's the practice. It's okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
All right.
Oh, sorry, Neil.
Give it back to me. Give it back to me.
All right.
Get up there, mate.
Let's go nice and short. Like this. Nice and short. You got it there? Have you got it? Now, what we want to do is let it go right when it gets to there, okay? You want a nice short.
Fish on, Trayton. Okay. Fish on, mate.
Yep. Yep.
You got this. Come on. Oh, look, mate, it doesn't matter. Do you know why it doesn't matter, mate? Because you got the prize on the golf stick fishing rod, mate. So, everybody give it up to Trayton. He is now the hero of Point Samson regardless. Now, Jins, put your money where your mouth is.
Oh, here we go.
Put your money where your mouth is, mate. I'm just going to get right out of your way. If you can't pop a balloon... Oh! Now give it in
the board. Here we go. So, got one.
It's stuck in the door that we've made a target.
That's how good I am. I'm in the hole.
Now, little lady, this is my daughter Isabel, and you love fishing, don't you, bub? Okay. Are you ready to go? Yeah. You know how to cast? Yeah. Well, you sort yourself out, and I want you to put it in that red balloon. We got to cast at the red balloon. So you got to go. No, just go behind your head, nice and slow, and whoa, 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 whoa. Go through, mate. No, stand there, stay there. No, you're right, go on. Back over your head and then straight at the target. Straight at the target. Oh, good try, little lady. That was close, Bob. I reckon with a bit of practice you would have it.
Better than Maddie, that's for sure.
I did it 3 times in a row the other day.
I got a balloon.
It's hurting my pride at this point. It's hurting my pride. Thank you, Samson. You've been absolutely amazing. I'm sure this is going to be one of many episodes we do out here. Thank you, Ginge from Fantasy Fishing. Thank you, Vinnie and Miko. What a cast, guys. This has just been so much fun. I can't wait for the next one.
It's been a great time. Thank you very much for having me on board. Fantasy Fishing, if you haven't checked out YouTube, make sure you chuck it in.
Plenty of action. Thank you, everyone, guys. I'll see you, I reckon, at the adventure sport when you have need on anything, some tips. Happy to share what I know, guys.
Ripper, we love you guys. Have a great night.